Go.
Look right here.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. We heard that some of our friends do not know what leprechauns do. So we're going to read you the story of that Grandma sent to Nathan. It says, that's what leprechauns do. There were 3 leprechauns sat under a chestnut tree. Ari looked at the cloud-filled sky. It's coming, he said, and there's work to be done. I won't show every page because it's long. Boo and Call put on their red shoes and caps and strapped their packs to their backs. We're ready, Boo said. But why is it always us that has to put the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow? Especially since not a single soul ever finds it, Call added.
Go! It's at the end of the river.
Ari looked from one to the other. Don't be asking, he said. It's leprechaun duty. So it is. And fellows, remember, it's coming. So there'll be no time for mischief along the way. They walked in line, one in front of the other one behind. No mischief along the way, they chanted. Leprechauns like mischief. But when they got to Ballybunion Farm, they saw Mrs. Ballybunion's cow, Pansy, standing in the field. Ari whipped out a little bottle of red paint he kept in his backpack for leprechaun business. He ran across to Pansy. Stand still, my lovely, he told her, and he painted her hooves scarlet red. Pansy looked down. Pretty, she said. Imagine Mrs. Ballybunion's face when she comes to milk you, Ari shouted. And he and Boo and Call rolled over and over in the grass, laughing. She'll think I've come from a dance. Pansy did a couple of hops and steps to demonstrate. The leprechauns clapped and whistled. Oh, we'd be delighted to join you for a waltz or two, Ari exclaimed. But we're desperate. We're in a desperate hurry. I thought there was no mischief along the way, Boo reminded him. Oh, sure, but I couldn't help myself. Mischief's what leprechauns do, Ari said, along with our other important duties. He glanced up at the tatters of the clouds in the sky, and we'd better not delay, for we've delayed enough already. But as they were passing old Jamie Bradley's house, they saw Jamie's gray woolen long john spread out on the line on the hawthorn hedge. And the leprechauns looked at each other and grinned. Quick as a pounce, they ran across the hedge and stood one on top of the other on top of him. And Ari reached up and tied the 2 long john legs in a tight knot. They almost fell off each other. They laughed so hard. Oh, it would be great altogether to stay and watch old Jamie trying to put his legs into those, Boo said. But it will be a month of Sundays before they're dry, and there's no time to waste. Month of Sundays. They took a few minutes to somersault across Liam McGavy's garden, and there was a yellow tennis ball in the middle of the road, and they rolled it along with them as they went. Mrs. Maud Murphy's hen, Bridie, clucked at them from behind her gate. Bridie, Ari said, would you do us a favor? Could we trundle this ball up in your nest, and would you sit on it for us? It'll be a great joke on Miss Maud Murphy when she comes out to gather her eggs. Bridie put her head to one side. It's not going to be easy sitting on that. But the 3 of you were so good to me scaring that fox away from the hen house last night, I'll do it. You see, sometimes leprechauns do good work, not just all mischief. Call stretched up and patted her wing. Thank you, Bridie. They squeezed themselves through the gate and tumbled the ball with them. Then they heaved it up into Bridie's nest, and she gave it a trial sit on it. I'll be sore underneath myself for a week, she grumbled, but the thought of Miss Maud Murphy's face when she sees I've laid a yellow ball will be worth it. Won't that beat all? Called Grass. The three of you just can't help making mischief, can you? Bridie asked. That's what leprechauns do, Ari told her, along with our more important duties. He stopped. Is that a spitting of wet I feel? "'Tis," Boo said, as they looked up at the sky where the sun was flickering through the heavy clouds. A thin, cool rain had started to fall. "Hurry, hurry," Ari ordered. "It's come. We can't be late." And they pulled their green slickers from their backpacks and settled their caps low onto their ears. Anybody seeing them racing across the road would have taken them for 3 green leaves. But they were leprechauns, and they had work to do. "Get them up, boyos, get them ready," Ari said. They took their little spades from their backpacks, and then they stopped for a minute to look at the rainbow. Blue and green and yellow and pink that was arched across half the sky. "There it is," Ari said. "Come on." Needs helping. They dashed across Pattywhacker's bog, and they found a place where they kept the pot of gold buried just for such a rainbow occasion, and they dug it up. Ari stood in the middle of the bog. "Here," he said. The three of them placed the pot of glittering gold in just the right spot and watched the rainbow curve itself all the way down to the end of the top of the pot. The leprechauns settled themselves in to wait. They tootled some grass stalk music and threw raindrops at each other, and ate the rose hips they brought for snacks. They waited long, but nobody came. Once again, nobody came. "You'd think somebody would find it," Call said. "Somebody will, someday," Ari said. "Maybe we should put up a sign," Boo suggested. "Pot of gold, this way." "No, no," Ari said. "That's not how it's done. There's a little bit of magic in finding it, a little bit of luck, and a bit of imagination, too. That gold's been waiting for just the right person." The rain had stopped and the sun went behind a cloud and the rainbow shortened itself, then disappeared. "No use waiting any longer," Carl took off his cap and wrung out the wet out of it. "If we hurry, we could be there in time to see Miss Maud Murphy discover Bridie's big yellow egg," he said. Boo laughed. "Won't that be great to see?" "All right then," Ari said. "We'll put a rush on this." They buried the pot of gold in its usual place, and Ari patted the smooth down the bog dirt. "Don't worry, Pot," he said. "We'll be back to get you the next rainbow day. Now we're off to see what new mischief we can find. For, besides our important duties, that's what leprechauns do." And there's Maud Murphy yelling at her husband. Anyway, we just thought we'd share the story. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Say bye.
Yeah!
Say Happy St. Patrick's Day.